Hi everyone, and welcome to my kindergarten classroom. In kindergarten, we have been learning a lot about different cultures, and today we are going to focus on Mexican culture. So we are going to learn about two Mexican cultural traditions, and we're going to learn about different types of musical instruments in Mexican culture and different types of traditional clothing in Mexican culture. So our learning objectives today are students will be able to identify by describing 3 different types of Mexican clothing, and students will be able to name by listening 4 different types of Mexican instruments by sound. So before we start our lesson today, I wanted to ask my friends, does anyone know anything about Mexico or Mexican culture? Raise a quiet hand like this if you know anything about Mexico or Mexican culture. Yes, Danny. Yes, that's a great answer. Mexico is a country. Good job. Anybody else? Angela. Very good. Yes, in Mexico they speak Spanish, so they speak a different language. Good job. Anyone else? Eddie. Very interesting. So Eddie said that him and his family went on vacation to Mexico. Has anyone else ever been to Mexico on vacation or to visit family? Okay, 2 of us. Very nice. I've actually been there as well. Did you like it in Mexico? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Okay, so Mexico is a country, and something else about Mexico is that they have their own flag. So you guys know how we have our own flag for the United States that we have in our classroom? Well, Mexico has their own flag, and it's different from ours. So this is Mexico's flag. Can anyone tell me what they notice about Mexico's flag? Like, how can we describe this flag? Yes, Alyssa. There's 3 different colors in the Mexican flag. Good job. And what colors are those? Green, white, and red. Good job. Anything else? Can someone else describe what they see on the Mexican flag? Nicholas. Good observation. Yes, there is a bird in the middle of the Mexican flag. So it's actually an eagle. Very good observation. Okay, so now we're going to go into learning about Mexico's musical instruments. So before we get into different types of musical instruments that they use in Mexico, what are some types of musical instruments that you guys use? Yes, Alyssa. Good job, a piano. Anyone else? Liam. A guitar, very nice. Anybody else? Matthew. Shakers, very good. So, in Mexico, they have instruments just like we do here, and they use it to create all different types of music. So this is one of the first instruments we're going to go over. Does anyone know what type of instrument this is? Yes, Zachariah. Maracas, good job. So these are called maracas. So we're gonna put this right here. And can anyone tell me, how do you think we play the maracas? Yes, Matthew. You shake them. Good job. So when you're playing the maracas, you shake them like this, back and forth. Can everyone show me how they would shake maracas if they had them in their hands? Let me see. Good job. Shaking them. So we're going to right here. These are maracas. Can everyone say maracas? Maracas, good job. And what do you notice about the maracas? What colors do you see? What type of characteristics do you see for the maracas? Yes, Dylan. Good job. They do have different colors and different patterns. Very nice. So when you're playing the maracas, do you think that they're loud or do you think that they're kind of quiet when you play them? Yes, Nicholas. You think they're loud? Okay. Well, we're going to listen to how maracas sound when they're being played. Ready? So I want everyone to listen. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think that they're loud, a loud instrument, or do you think they're a quiet instrument? Yeah, they're not as loud. Yeah, they're pretty quiet. Good job. Okay, so the next Mexican instrument that we're going to learn about. Does anyone know what this one is? Dylan. It is a guitar. So this is a guitar. It's actually a Mexican guitar. And in Spanish, it's called guitarro mexicano. Okay, can everyone say that or try to say it? Guitarro mexicano. Good job. So this guitar is different from the types of guitars that we see because it doesn't look like it right now, but this guitar is actually really, really big. So it's much, much bigger than a regular guitar. All right, so we're gonna put the guitar right here, and we're gonna label it as well. So we have a guitarro mexicano. So we have our maracas and a guitarro mexicano. So we're gonna listen to how the guitarro mexicano, how it sounds when it's being played. Okay, everyone's listening. So can anyone show me, how do you think that the guitarro mexicano is played? How do you hold this instrument and how do you play it? Oh, go ahead, Alyssa, you want to show us? Very good. So yeah, you hold the guitar on your lap, or if you're standing up, you hold it with your hands, with one hand, and then you play the strings with your other hand like this. Can everyone show me how they would play the guitar? Like this, back and forth. Good job. Okay, the next musical instrument that we're going to learn about is this. Does anyone know what this is? This might be a little tricky. No? Okay, so this instrument is actually a cantaro. It means that, in English, it means that it's a pitcher. So it's a really big pitcher, and it's used as an instrument in Mexico. And it is used by taking your hand and hitting the pot with the palm of your hand against the pitcher. Or a lot of people like to play it using their palm of their hand and hitting the top of the pitcher. And it makes a really cool sound. So everyone, can we all say cantaro? Cantaro, good job. So this is a cantaro musical instrument. We're gonna write it here. So we have maracas, a guitarro mexicano, and a cantaro. So can everyone demonstrate how they would play the cantaro with their hands? How would you play it? Good job. We hit it, right? We hit the side of the cantaro, or we hit the top of the cantaro when we're playing with it. Okay, so we're going to listen to how the cantaro sounds when it's being played. So we're listening. What do you guys think? Do you like that instrument? Yeah, it sounds pretty cool actually. I really like the sound of it. So now we're on to our last musical instrument. This musical instrument is also in the United States. So let's see if anyone knows what instrument this is. Yes, Liam. It's a trumpet. Good job. So this is a trumpet. In Spanish, it's called trompeta. So we use this also here in the United States, but this is a really popular instrument in Mexico. They use it to play a lot of songs in a lot of bands, so it's very popular. So can everyone say it with me? Trompeta. Trompeta. Good job. So we're gonna label this instrument here. And how do you think that you play the trompeta? How do you think musicians play this instrument? Anyone? Brady, what do you think? Good job. Yeah, you hold it in your hands. And what else do you do with it? You blow into it. Good job. So you hold it in your hands and you put your mouth on the mouthpiece and you blow your air into it like you're blowing bubbles. So can everyone show me how they like blow bubbles? Good job. So it's the same thing like playing a trompeta. You put your mouth on the mouthpiece and you blow into the musical instrument, and then you use your hand to press down on these buttons, which these are called notes actually, and it makes different types of sounds. Do you guys think that the trompeta is loud, or do you think it's a quiet instrument? Nicholas. It's loud, yeah, it's a loud instrument. So we're gonna listen to how the trompeta sounds when it's being played. All right, so now that we learned our 4 types of different musical instruments in Mexican culture, what do you guys think that these instruments are used for in Mexico? Can anyone take a guess? Yes, Isabella. For a party, that's a really good guess, yeah. So in Mexican culture, musical instruments are really popular during festivals and celebrations and holidays. Music is a really, really big part of Mexican culture, so they are always playing different types of instruments. So now that we learned about different types of musical instruments in Mexican culture, we're going to learn about different pieces, excuse me, of traditional clothing in Mexican culture. Before I show you some pictures of different types of clothing that is really popular in Mexico, what are some types of important clothing that you guys wear here in the United States? Yes, Nicholas. Shoes, good job. Yeah, shoes. What else are important types of clothing that you guys wear here? Dylan. A shirt and a jacket, yes. Anybody else? Yes. Pants or a hat on your head. Good job. So we're going to learn about different types of clothing that they wear in Mexico, and it's a little different from what we wear here. So this is the first piece of clothing that we're going to learn about. Can anyone take a guess? Anyone know what this is? Alyssa. Yeah, it does look like a sweater. Yeah, very good observation. It does look like a sweater or a shirt. Okay, so this is actually called a poncho, and both women and men in Mexico wear ponchos, and it is actually made of cotton, alpaca, and wood, which makes the material really soft. So when it's really cold in Mexico, you know, a lot of people like to wear ponchos to keep themselves warm. So we're gonna put this here on our clothing side. And what do you notice about this piece of clothing? How can you describe it? Good job. Yes, it really is colorful. So there's different patterns and different colors on the poncho. They like to use a lot of vibrant colors in Mexican clothing. So a lot of the clothing that you'll see has a lot of different colors in it, different patterns in it. So the next clothing item we have is this. Does anyone know what this is? Good job. Yeah, it's a hat. There's a certain name for it though. Yes, Eddie. It's a sombrero. Can everyone say sombrero? Good job. So this is a type of Mexican hat that mostly men wear in Mexico. And it is made from straw and felt. And it is always decorated with different types of patterns and colors, like we just said about the poncho. So it's always got a lot of different colors on the sombrero. So we're going to put our sombrero over here. And we're going to label it. So we have one more piece of clothing that we're going to go over. Does anyone know what this is? Yes, Matthew. Good job. It looks like a scarf. Yeah. So this is actually called a rebozo, which means a shawl in English. And typically women wear this type of clothing. And it is made from cotton, silk, or wool. And usually it's really long and rectangular. And when women wear this, they typically wear it and wrap it around their body. So can everyone say rebozo? Good job. So we have a rebozo, and we're going to put it here. Can anyone tell me any characteristics about our rebozo piece of clothing? Yes, Brady. Yeah, you notice the patterns right here. So like we said before, a lot of Mexican clothing has a lot of patterns on it. Good job. So we have our rebozo. So now that we have our piece of clothing in Mexican culture, we're gonna talk about how everyone is wearing these pieces of clothing. So for a poncho, typically we said that men and women both wear it in Mexico. And to put this on, you have to put it over your head, kind of like a sweatshirt or a hoodie. So when they're wearing it, they have to put it over their head, and it's pretty long up to their legs. And for the sombrero, how do people wear this? Where do they wear this on? Dylan. Yes, they wear it on their head because it's a hat. And then we talked about the rebozo. Does anyone remember what we just said? How do people wear this in Mexico? Yes, Amelia. Yeah, they wrap it around their body. Good job. So to finish up our lesson about our two cultural traditions in Mexico, we talked about musical instruments and different types of clothing. I want you to turn and talk to a partner sitting next to you, and I want you to tell me what is different about Mexican clothing and the clothing that we wear here in the United States. So go ahead, turn and talk. Okay, you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes on me. So can anyone raise a quiet hand and tell me what they discussed with their partner? How is Mexican clothing different from the clothing that we wear here? Yes, Amelia. Good job. So yeah, there are a lot of different types of patterns on their clothing. Anybody else? Yes, Dominic. Good job. Yeah, so the different types of colors, the really vibrant colors on the pieces of clothing. Good job. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to play the different types of sounds that each musical instrument makes. And I want you guys, when I turn off the video, to raise a quiet hand and tell me which one of the musical instruments was just playing on the sound. Okay, you ready? We're going to start. So everyone is listening. Okay, who can raise a quiet hand and tell me which musical instrument was playing in that video? Yes, Dylan. Very close. It wasn't the guitar. Very close though. Good trying. Anyone else? James. The pitcher, yeah, good job. So we said that this is called the cantaro. So good job. Yep, that was the cantaro sound of the instrument. Okay, let's do the next one. You ready? Let's see which musical instrument is going to play next. Okay, who can raise a quiet hand and tell me what musical instrument was just playing? Jackson. The guitar. Good job. And we said that in Spanish it's called the guitarro mexicano. Good job. That was the guitar playing. All right, let's see. We have two more. Which instrument is this? Can someone raise a quiet hand and tell me what instrument was playing just now? Yes, Alex. The maracas. Good job. The maracas. All right. We have one more, and I'm pretty sure we know which one it is. But okay, what musical instrument was that? Zachariah. Good job, the trumpet. And in Spanish, it's called the trompeta. Very nice, guys. Good job.